The person who destroys you will never scream at you. They won't insult you. They won't threaten you. They will simply be quiet. And in that silence, they will dismantle everything you are. Most people fear loud enemies, but the silent ones, they're already inside.
Carl Jung spent his entire life studying the hidden parts of the human mind. He called it the shadow, the part of a person they refuse to show the world. Jung wrote, "The most dangerous psychological type is the one who appears harmless." Think about what that means. The person who smiles at you and says nothing. The one who never argues, never confronts, never shows their hand. You assume they're peaceful. You assume they're safe. But silence is not peace. Silence is strategy. The silent manipulator doesn't fight you openly because they don't need to. They operate in the background. They poison your relationships slowly. They plant doubt in others' minds without you ever knowing. You only realize what happened when the damage is already done. Jung understood this. The shadow doesn't disappear when a person refuses to acknowledge it. It goes underground. It finds other ways to express itself, through coldness, through withdrawal, through calculated silence that leaves you constantly guessing. You can't fight what refuses to show its face. Here is how it looks in real life. And pay attention, because you may have already lived this. Imagine someone close to you, a friend, a partner, a colleague. They never raise their voice. They never say anything cruel directly. But when you succeed, they go quiet. When you share good news, there is a pause, a slight delay before they respond. The energy shifts, and you feel it, but you can't explain it. You ask if something is wrong. They say, "No, everything is fine." And that fine is the weapon. Because now you doubt yourself. You start over-explaining. You shrink. You stop shoring. You begin to walk on eggshells around someone who has never technically done anything wrong. Psychologists call this passive aggression. But what it really is control without accountability. The silent person never has to apologize, never has to change, never has to confront what they're doing, because officially, they're doing nothing. They make you feel like you're the problem, and they never said a single word to do it.
Now, here is the darkest truth, the one most people are not ready to hear. You kept them close because their silence felt like safety. In a world full of noise, full of people who demand, who argue, who overwhelm, someone who is simply quiet feels like a relief. You mistook their emotional absence for emotional stability. You mistook their stillness for depth. But a still lake can still be poisoned. Nietzsche wrote, "In individuals, insanity is rare, but in groups, parties, nations, it is the rule." And what he meant is this: people are rarely what they appear on the surface. The mask is always more convincing than we want to believe. The silent destroyer knows this instinctively. They wear the mask of peace. They let you do all the talking. They let you be vulnerable. They collect information about you while revealing nothing about themselves. And when the time comes, when they decide you are no longer useful, or when their hidden resentment finally surfaces, they will use everything you ever trusted them with. Not in one dramatic moment. Silently, the way they do everything. You won't see it coming because you never saw them clearly to begin with. You didn't lose someone you knew. You lost the idea of them you were allowed to believe. Jung said the most terrifying thing is not the monster in the dark. It is the person standing in the light who learned how to become one.